In order to help you understand the work that I do and what I teach, I want to ask you to step back and look at a very big picture, starting with where I started. Everything I do is fueled by my many years of deeply devoted spiritual practice. I was living a more or less conventional life when a powerful awakening experience compelled me to leave everything behind and join a spiritual community where I could devote myself entirely to practice and study. During the course of over 20 years, I was blessed with countless spiritual breakthroughs and energetic openings. Some of these experiences were so powerful that they left my consciousness dramatically altered for days and sometimes months at a time. These experiences have completely changed my view of what is important and what is possible for human beings and for humanity itself. After so many years of unbroken spiritual pursuit, my seeking came to an end in a very surprising way. I'd always imagined that I would eventually have an awakening experience that was so powerful that it would satisfy my need to seek for any more. But that's not what happened. The actual moment when the impulse to seek extinguished in me occurred just as I was sitting down to the first session of meditation during another long retreat. By this time, I'd been to dozens of similar retreats. And once again, I was ready to give all of my energy and effort to the practice. But when the bell rang to start the meditation, I realized I didn't have the energy for it. At first, I thought I might have lost my spiritual drive, but then I realized that wasn't it. The reason I didn't have the energy for practice was because I was already convinced about the existence of the profound spiritual realities that always exist beyond our normal perception. I had seen through the illusion of the current paradigm enough times to know that beyond what we are taught to believe, there is a mystery that cannot be imagined. I didn't need any more spiritual experiences to prove it to me, so I didn't feel the energy to do any more practice to find more. Ironically, meditating during that retreat was amazing, since I didn't need anything to happen. I wasn't using the meditation for anything. I was just sitting effortlessly, without needing anything to happen or anything to be other than what it already was. This is the essence of meditation. It wasn't that I had discovered the truth. What I had realized is that reality extends far beyond what I will ever know. The part of reality that can be cognized by the mind is a small part of an immense whole. I could sum up the essence of everything I teach like this. We are habituated in a particular way of experiencing reality. That habitual way of experiencing is the paradigm we live in. Spiritual breakthroughs expand our awareness beyond the confines of the paradigm they've been habituated to. Once our awareness has been liberated beyond the current paradigm, we have the potential to change the paradigm we live in by creatively engaging with how we experience reality. Those few sentences reflect the vision, the big picture of my work. I like to say that I'm providing training for articulators of new paradigms or artists of possibility. When I say this, what I mean is that I'm working with people to liberate their awareness from the limitations of the current paradigm and supporting them to discover the unique ways in which they can contribute to establishing a new one. Let me explain a little more. First of all, we live inside a paradigm. We don't live inside reality. We live inside an experience of reality that is being generated by our own minds. And most importantly, we are actively participating in the creation of the reality that we live in. Our experience of reality is shaped by deeply held beliefs and assumptions that we have about the way things are. These beliefs literally shape our experience by conditioning our nervous system to only experience things in certain ways and not others. Our foundational beliefs and assumptions tell us what is possible and what is not possible. They shape our reality by defining possibility. And shifting into a new paradigm means shifting into a new sense of what is possible. Deep spiritual experiences catapult our awareness beyond our ordinary sense of reality. Suddenly, we find ourselves experiencing things that shouldn't be possible. These experiences call everything we've ever known into question. Certain spiritual experiences liberate our awareness from conditioned patterns of perception. Our attention slips off its mental tracks and starts floating free out where there are no rules. Awareness that is this free becomes tremendously creative. You start to have thoughts and insights that simply aren't possible inside the mental grooves you're used to. Out there, beyond the limits of the current paradigm, we begin to see how our experience of reality is created. We become aware of those deeply unconscious beliefs and assumptions that shape how we perceive. We also begin to realize that we can consciously shift our experience of reality. We can recreate reality by identifying the underlying assumptions of the current paradigm, questioning those assumptions, and then experimenting with what happens when we embrace new ones. I call this wormhole inquiry. It is the art of questioning our most fundamental beliefs about reality, and then experientially feeling into how our experience of reality changes when an alternate belief is embraced. What I teach is essentially a two-step process. First, we practice the art of meditation so that we can liberate our awareness from the confines of our current beliefs and enter into the mysterious expanse of consciousness that lies beyond our normal experience of mind. In this way, we discover the infinite possibilities of mind that is the true source of creativity. Second, we practice the art of wormhole inquiry. We identify the core assumptions that shape our experience of reality, and we challenge them with alternative assumptions. Then we ask ourselves, how will our experience of life be different if we adhere to this new assumption rather than the old one? Through this combination of letting go of the way we currently perceive reality and experimenting with new possibilities, we can discover new paradigms and new ways of being together. This is what it means to become an articulator of new paradigms or an artist of possibility.